Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another episode of my favorite 400 cards from Half Century of Collecting Sports Cards. These were the cards from last week, and we are now at number 336. And the card we're going to highlight is the 1973 all-time home run leader card featuring Babe Ruth, Hank Aaron, and Willie Mays. This is a card I first saw back in 73. It was the summer between 3rd and 4th grade. My friend Jason from across town was riding his bike over to play baseball with a bunch of neighborhood kids. And on the way there, stopped at Pancake Grocery, a place that at that age my mom wouldn't let me go because the owner, Boyd Pancake, with those big Coke bottle glasses, would just swear up a storm all the time. And when Jason got there to play ball with us, he told us of all the words he heard and the names he got called, but he did come away with a 10-cent pack, and in that pack that he opened up, this was one of the cards he got. Boy, it really struck me, and I had a quarter in my pocket, and I offered Jay a quarter for this card, and he took it. So he made a little money on me that day, but I thought this was just the coolest card. Now, this isn't the exact card because you can see on one of my earlier videos I showed cards from my youth, and they're all pretty beat up, including the one I had of this. So I got this later in a set, or as I was building a set from 73, but just cool card that gives me real good memories. Next card on the list is a rookie card of somebody I believe is going to get in the Hall of Fame as soon as he gets on that Veterans Committee vote, and that'll be as a manager, but that's Dusty Baker. 3 guys on this card all had really good careers. Tom Paciorek played 19 years. He played 18 years, excuse me. Don Baylor played 19 years. Baylor, had some real good years. The Angels had an MVP season in 79. Hit a home run, I remember, for the Twins back in 87, which was one of his last years. In his career, he had over 2,000 hits, over 300 homers, almost 300 stolen bases. And then Dusty Baker had also a 19-year career. Baker had almost 2,000 hits in that career, 242 homers, well over 100 stolen bases. He was the guy on deck when Hank Aaron hit number 715 to pass Babe Ruth. And then Baker had that great career as a manager. Baylor also had some good managing days as well, but Baker won the world title there with the Astros recently, and I think he's got a good chance to be a Hall of Famer. Next card, another one from my youth, my first year. These are actually the first cards I ever had, were the 72-73 Topps basketball cards. Got them from a serial redemption. Never seeing those cards on the back of the cereal box, and we sent in for them, and this was one of the cards that we got. Again, not this card because this one is in way too good a shape. Got this later again as I was building the set. But the thing that struck me from the beginning on this Chamberlain card was looking at the back of his card, looking at his numbers. It even says there he's the all-time leader in points and rebounds for the NBA, but then you look at the individual years, and early in his career, I mean, those just, they don't seem real. Over 2,000 rebounds a couple of years, which that's over 25 rebounds a game. And then a season where he averaged over 50 points a game, scored over 4,000 points. He was a tremendous athlete, just a chiseled 7'1", 280. He ran track at Kansas. There was a cool picture from him running track that was in a recent auction that I thought looked really neat. But Wilt Chamberlain. Next on the list, we got Charles Red Ruffing, Hall of Fame pitcher. Ruffing had a real good career with the Yankees. He's another one of those guys that started out with the Red Sox. Had kind of a few middling years, and in 1930 got traded to the New York Yankees, where he had some really nice years, including 4 straight 20-win seasons. Won some world titles with the Yankees. Does have one of the higher ERAs, 3.80 of anybody in the Hall of Fame, but did pitch in some days where hitting was definitely king. Played 22 years in the majors, and that was even missing 2 years because of World War II, where he fought. He actually was discharged from the service because he turned 40 years old in 1945. But good career, and love those Gaudy cards with the nice color, those deep blue backgrounds on some of those cards. These cards came in gum back at the time. Backs talked about their careers a little bit, so love the 33 Gaudis and 34 Gaudis. Red Roughing. Next on the list, a card I feel like I got to be real careful of, because this is one of my nicer cards of Willie Mays, and normally is in my 1969 set in the album, but I wanted to take it out without any protective just so I don't get any glare or anything. But this is a card that, boy, I think if it ever got sent in would, I don't know if that would be a 9 or a 10, just because of the perfect centering, perfect corners, great registration, and just a cool Willie Mays picture with a smile. He's not looking too old yet here like he did towards the end of his career. This is kind of the end of when he did have really good years. He did squeak out a 71 season where he was pretty decent. He's still at a 6.3 WAR this year, which, and that's MVP for some guys, and that's his 15th best WAR season. Just an incredible center fielder, one of the greatest players of all time. And also 69 with really cool backs. Nice and bright. And this card showing, good full length of a career. All right. And then next on the list, got a football card, 1968. It's the Topps Bobby Bell. Bobby Bell was one of those Minnesota Gophers from their last national championship season of 1960. In Bell's senior season of 62, he won the Outland Trophy, best interior defensive player. He was third in the Heisman voting that year. Bell was incredibly fast. He ran a 4.540. He, they said, just was a chiseled 6'4", 230 athlete. And he's a guy I thought I just want to show some actual highlights. So found some.
Bobby Bell was also the Chiefs' long snapper
and here they are.
Contributed everywhere on the field.
One time in 69, the Broncos tried an onside kickoff, and instead of just falling on the ball, Bell catches it and runs 50 yards the other way for a touchdown.
I think he may have been one of the only guys to do that.
Hank Stram said that Bobby Bell was the only player he'd ever had who could play any position on the football field, and you could still win with him.
The Chiefs' defense
there he was, knocking Bradshaw out greasy. So, next on the list, and the last one to feature for today, is Ricky Henderson. This is Henderson's rookie card of 1980. I'm getting into a more modern type of a card, but this is a card that I actually got from a pack. By this time, I'm 15 years old, so I did pay a little more attention to condition and keeping them a little nicer. Didn't play with them so much, and was in my recent SGC submission, one of the newer cards I sent, and got an 8, so I thought that was pretty cool. It's a nice card showing his stance as a right-handed hitter, lefty thrower. We still, as now being a coach, call guys who throw left, bat right. We call him Ricky Henderson's. He's the all-time league leader, major league leader, in runs scored, stolen bases, as well as caught stealing. Stole 130 bases one season to pass Lou Brock. Quirky personality, whether he said or didn't say a lot of the things attributed to him, but he was kind of like the Yogi Berra of more modern times for the things he was quoted as. But that is it for today. Cool cards. Last look at the cards from last week. We'll, excuse me, see you again next week. Thanks a lot for watching.